Hello and welcome back to the channel. It is Thursday and that means it is the part 1 to the series finale of Star Trek Lower Decks. And yeah, I completely forgot all about it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Yeah, I was literally downstairs about to load up Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel on my Xbox, and I was like, and then I clicked like, oh wait! Star Trek Lower Decks, Season 5, Episode 9 just came out. So obviously then I was like, well, I'm going to have to fucking watch it. And holy shit is all I can say, is holy motherfucking shit. This is the best episode of the entire season. Not only the best episode of the entire season, but in my opinion, until we see next week's episode, the very best episode in the entire past 5 seasons of Lower Decks. And if you have not watched it, do go watch it, because I'm about to fucking spoil it. I am going to be talking spoilers. So if you haven't seen the episode and you don't want spoilers, click off this video, go watch the episode, and come back. Because you will want to watch this episode. Trust me, you will want to watch this episode. Because it is that good. So, if you haven't clicked off already, then you have been warned. So, the episode opens up with our lower deckers, talking. There's something going wrong with Rutherford's device, and then the subject of clones come up, because, we know of the clone, we know of 2 clones in our prime universe of Lower Decks. We know of the William and Thomas Riker clones, and then we also know of the Brad and William clones from season 2. And we know from last season that he was killed off, but was recruited by Section 31. And we didn't hear hide nor hair of that. Until now, where we jump into one of the fissured universes, and William Boimler is a captain. So yes, we finally get Captain Boimler. Not only that, with our Boimler that we know, Lieutenant Junior Grade Boimler, he's got the full beard. Whereas Captain William Boimler has a 5 o'clock shadow. Not the full beard, but he's a captain of a Defiant class. So yes, we're getting to see a Defiant class, and it looks so gorgeous in animation. Like, mwah, chef's kiss, it is gorgeous. It's a Section 31 ship. Let's not forget that. We do see Boimler with a Section 31 comm badge. And we find out that he's been going through these different universes to try and find what the person who is responsible for creating these fissures. And he has his own crew. And again, if you have not watched this episode, you gotta go watch it, because his crew is full of references. So, starting off, we have Jolene Blaylock finally returning as T'Pol. Specifically, a T'Pol that was in a universe that married Trip for 63 years. So that's big, because that's something that, in the books got retconned. Charles Trip Tucker's the third's death. That got retconned as him being recruited by Section 31. He underwent surgery to look Romulan, to be stationed on Romulus during the Earth-Romulan War, and then after that he went and married T'Pol. So that's a huge reference to that. We even get reference to a Borg Kirk, which is again another deep cut reference to the William Shatner inspired books that take place after Generations, where the Borg essentially bring him back to life and assimilate him, which is another massive deep fucking cut. We also see Curzon Dax. Yes, we get we finally get more of Curzon Dax, specifically in a universe where Jadzia does not get the Dak symbiote because he's still alive. We see him, wielding a batleth because he was that loved by, the Klingons. We also get introduced to the chief medical officer, a particular former tailor, except he's not a former tailor. He is the chief medical officer. That's right, it's Garrick and his husband, a hologram of Julian Bashir. Ooh, I lost my mind. So yeah, not only is Garrick back, the voice actor for the actor who plays Garrick, he's back, but fucking the actor for Julian Bashir is back, and they're in a relationship. That's wonderful because that's something that was mentioned in the documentary of What We Left Behind. The Deep Space Nine documentary. And they made it somewhat canon in this. They're from two different universes, but they are together. They are married, and I love that. I really fucking love that. And then the rest of the crew is just Ensign Harry Kim's from different universes, because we see him William Boimler rescue someone, and it's a Harry Kim, specifically with 2 pips. This becomes relevant later on, and so we get that scene from the trailer where they're all chilling out in their bunks talking, and then one of them points out that he has 2 pips, and he's like, "Wait, you guys haven't been you haven't been promoted? That's fucked up." So that scene from the trailer plays out, which is still fucking funny. The running gag of him being the forever ensign. And so we do actually see a full lieutenant of Harry Kim, but not from our universe. So we still don't know what the story is with our forever ensign. And so they go into, just before going into another universe, a shuttle comes barreling out, and they quickly save it, and it's Mariner. Not our Mariner, but an ensign Mariner who is an engineer. Yes, she, we know our Mariner. She's brave. She loves adventure. She does things for the thrill of it. Not this Mariner. No. She doesn't. She just likes to tinker with things. William Boimler is super ecstatic this year because he's getting pissed off at the multiverse. Like so many people are. It's kind of overdone with the hatred of multiverses now. But he's so happy to see someone he knows, which it's great because him and our Boimler are basically one and the same. So he shares the same memories of the first season of the show, and so he really misses his friends. And so they discover that the person who is making these fissures, whilst yes, they may be closing them off, they're actually making 2 fissures, and those are the ones that aren't being closed. So with the help of Mariner, they manage to drag the people who are responsible into to where they were, and it's another deep cut reference because it's the Enterprise, specifically the CV Enterprise, the CV-97, I think. Some do correct me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to remember this off of the top of my head. But it's the Enterprise with the rings on it and the little long neck yoke. It was shown in a model of that was shown in the Kelvin movie Into Darkness, but it was also seen as a painting of one of the ships of the named Enterprise in the motion picture. That's Enterprise. And so they try to do stuff. They chase them into another universe. That Enterprise, the ship crashes, and it's these bunch of little. So they go looking for them, and it's they meet these bunch of little alien axolotls, and then they all get captured, and it turns out that they've been put into prison with the same crew, and the first thing we see is Enterprise era uniforms, and the captain of this ship is another deep cut reference to my favorite movie and the best Star Trek movie of all time, First Contact. Yes, it was the person who helped Zefram Cochrane build the warp ship, but in this universe, they build dimension hoppers. And that's what their goal is to explore the entire multiverse. And one of the things that gets brought up to help Boimler understand why they're doing this, because they actually don't know that there's two versions of the spatial rifts that they're opening up. Once they realize that, they're like, oh fuck, we didn't know. And so they're trying to repair their ship. And so, you know, the captain of that ship, Lily, I believe it's her name. This is my favorite movie, and I can't remember the fucking name of the character. Go figure. But yeah, she goes to William and says that, you know, his friendship with Mariner transcends universes. You know, it doesn't matter what universe they're in, they're always going to be best friends. And I love that. I really, really do, because I do love their friendship. I love the entire friendships of the entirety of the Lower Decks crew, but I still also ship Rutherford and Tendi together. They are destined to be in a relationship. Fuck you, fight me. But yeah, and then it turns out that that the Harry Kim with the two pips isn't too happy, so he gathers up all the Harry Kims and they steal this ship and they go to try and open up a rift to go back to his universe, so that way all these Harry Kims can progress in rank. But then that doesn't happen, and the ship goes kaboom boom, and it's going to actually spread throughout the entire multiverse and destroy the entire multiverse. But William decides that there's any one universe that can handle it is the Prime timeline, specifically Brad Boimler. So they focus the energy and send it that way, and he also sends a little message to his clone, Brad Boimler, and he says he should be able to do it, assuming he doesn't freak out. And then it just cuts to him absolutely freaking out, and even as the credits start to roll, you still hear him breaking shit and screaming, and oh, I love you, Jack Quaid. That was just perfect. Like I said, this episode, from start to fucking finish, best episode in the entire fucking season. And the best episode in the entirety of the show. I am not kidding. I really, really love this episode. And I cannot wait to see how things wrap up next week. So, yeah, let me know what you thought of the episode down in the comments down below. And as always, make sure to subscribe for more Star Trek content, because I have a heap of it coming in 2025. You know, we're literally less than a month away from the first Star Trek film since 2016, being the Section 31 movie. So I am definitely going to be reviewing that. And then, of course, you know, next year we do have Strange New World Season 3 and potentially the Star Trek Starfleet Academy TV series, which I will, of course, be reviewing it all, as well as other Star Trek related things. So, with that being said, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll be back tomorrow for another different video. But yeah, again, I'll be back here next week, next Thursday, to review the final episode of Star Trek Lower Decks. We're there already, and I don't like it. I want it. I want 5 more seasons of this shit. Because, you know, Mike McMahon is a brilliant showrunner, and, you know, the shit he's done the past 4 seasons is just chef's kiss. I didn't get on board with the show right away. It took until season 2 for me to actually fall in love with the show, but I am now a diehard fan of Lower Decks. So yeah, I'll see you all on the very next upload.